Today's quote is: the best traders are forged when the strategy stops working. I know this is counterintuitive, and I like these. These are the lessons that no one teaches you in life, but you learn through experience. The best traders are forced when the strategy stops working, right at the point of confusion. The moment you have to decide whether to keep going, change the approach, or learn when it works or when it doesn't work. That's the most important part. Keep going. Just understand when your system works, understand when it doesn't work. For example, my edge doesn't work on Monday, doesn't work on Fridays. Hence, I start my trading on Tuesday, actually, Tuesday New York session towards the end of Tuesday. So here's a secret to improvement. Trading your plan, keeping your journal, and reviewing your trades. I always review my trades, and there is no trade that I take that I wouldn't write down in my journal as to when did I enter that trade, what was the type of setup that was there, the day of the week, my emotions when I'm in the trade, and emotions when I'm out of the trade as well. So it's very, very important. So sorry, let me just copy this. Someone wants a link to the meeting. Okay, great. All right. So the best traders are forced when the strategy stops working. So this is the defining point. It's a point of growth. I was thinking about this earlier when I was doing my morning routine, working out. Some of you know that I'm not well. I'm a bit sick. I've got some pains. And while I was working out, I really, a thought came to me that growth is painful. And that is not a bad thing. It's just a sign that you are moving one level higher. Growth is painful. So, what I've learned to do is, in life in general, is it also goes back to being self-aware, understanding the patterns and everything that's happening around you. Whenever things are tough, life-wise and otherwise, that is when I increase my effort. Because to me, it says I'm about to break into a new level. And I've also realized this about me is every time things, for an example, let's say I wake up um, in the morning and I'm not feeling well and I stop going through my normal daily routine. Or let me say I lose a trade early in the morning. And let's say maybe this was 7 years ago when I was risking everything on one trade. That would ruin my whole day. And when I review that day, I would realize that somewhere in between me losing the trade and the end of the day, there was an opportunity I could have taken advantage of. But I let that loss that happened in the morning just throw me off. So it is something that I've learned that, it's just a loss. Do not spend the whole day thinking about it, or just move on. The quicker you pivot. Hence, I also don't like people who or let me say gently parenting. It's gonna be okay. No, it's not. You messed up. So the sooner you tell this person the truth, the quicker they will be able to pivot and move towards the right direction. So I've learned that whenever things are not going well, I need to double my effort. That means I'm about to break into new levels. Same thing, whenever your strategy stops working, do not put your hands over your head. Hello?
On Sunday, teen availability ka-Amy, since I post ngoku, because basically what we are going to do
Oops.
is
Sorry, Lamoli. Your mic is on. Let me see. Let me mute everyone. All right, perfect. So yeah, Kutala says they get uploaded on YouTube. Oh yes, Pindi, I'll upload all these sessions starting today. Yesterday, I was supposed to upload some sessions. However, we had an electrical fault, and I think I was radio silence for almost the whole day yesterday. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the markets. Let us look at headlining news. Spain inflation drops more than expected. I'm still waiting for the first country that is going to admit that we're in a recession, but no one wants to do that because that would really drive the markets down, and there would be panic selling in the markets. But we are in a recession. Also, this wars going on are just not making things better. So many economies are not doing well. European stocks rise amidst key economic data. So we'll see if the euro gains. EU new car registration edged higher in July. This is good for the European zone. Japan consumer Moret stays at 3-month high. Good for Japan. Oil edges higher on ongoing supply risks. So we'll also look at oil for that reason. Let us jump into the markets, ladies and gentlemen. I said today was going to be a mini lesson in this sense. I think I've done this before. Correlations. 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 So it's basically correlations. Speaking, this is the interrelationship. The interrelationship between pairs or markets. This is a great way to time the markets, knowing when to buy or sell particular trades. Um, let me try to increase the font size there. I'm hoping you can see everything now. So here is what normally happens. I normally use the dollar for this. Which is very weak these days. So, whoa, just disappeared. Just be patient with me. There we go. I normally use the US dollar for this. So if the US dollar is going up, and let's see here, USD/JPY. What do you think is going to happen to, let me just put it like this. This thing just keeps on disappearing. There we go. Right. If the US dollar is going up, where do you think this pair is going? And where do you think this pair will go? answers in the comment section, please. The US dollar is going up. Pindi says all all US dollar base currency pairs will rise. Kutala says USD JPY should also buy. Okay. Anyone else with a different or similar? XXUSD will fall. This is good. That's good, ladies and gentlemen. I really like that. So meaning, even when the dollar is going down, this will go up. So the answers are correct. The answers I'm getting are correct. So always mind this. And why am I talking about this? It is because of this point here. Knowing when to trade a particular pair. I'm also using this because we have something that's in line with that. So we have the US dollar here expected to come down to 100 and then push further up. Push further up. So that would mean USD JPY should be expected to give us a buying opportunity. That would mean gold is expected to give us a selling opportunity, which is something that is on our watch list today. So we're expecting some more bullish momentum from the dollar index. Let's look at gold. Oh, before I remove everything. So with gold, I'm sure everyone remembers that we turned around 2,530 and more downside is expected so that we can push higher. But what is the main trend? What is the main trend? I think that we had a session last week where we talked about just looking at the chart before you can draw anything and understanding what is the narrative. Right. It is bullish on a monthly. Kotala, you're right. Bullish on a weekly. Bullish on a daily. Which means the best opportunities here could be buying opportunities. Let me mark the all-time high. We have an all-time high of 25,000. 2,530, or in the American language, 2,500. Okay. Mlamuli had asked me to share my analysis on gold earlier, and we saw something, a selling opportunity, but one that would be short term. So scaling down to lower time frames, where can we find a buying opportunity on gold near current market price? I would suggest this drop, base, rally. So around this area, around that area. Let me drop down to lower time frames. So yeah. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Before I go down to a lower time frame, why am I picking this area here? That is also to say there is a rally base drop here, and look at that drop was aggressive as well. You look at this push up was aggressive. This was fair value, but then the supply and demand equation was out of balance here, meaning at this point around 2,510 we started seeing buyers becoming stronger, right? This is current market price. Okay, so we can step down to lower time frames to try and refine that. I'm going down to a lower time frame, 1 hour. Let's see what's happening on a 30 minutes. Some people go all the way to 45 minutes and all of that. So remember what we're looking for. We're looking for an area that had a brief consolidation and an aggressive push to the upside or to the downside. But in this case, because the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame are telling us that this market is bullish. So I would say in the short term, I repeat that, in the short term, one of the best opportunities you can take it is, maybe let me refine that so that we get a better risk reward ratio. I would say it is buying here, right at this demand. Okay. Now, before I throw the lines, like I said before, understand the narrative. What is happening here? What is happening here? What can you say about these two areas? Gonna name them A and B. I don't just trade the markets. I have to understand what is happening behind the scenes. I have to understand in line with where opportunities in the market lie. We've got A there, got area B there. What do you guys think is happening between A and B? Remember the narrative. Narrative is very important.
Is there not an aggressive buyer involved there?
At what region?
A.
At B, exactly. And remember, where do our opportunities or any opportunities in any market lie? Bullish, an aggressive move. B is consolidating. Absolutely, Kutala. B is consolidating. And remember, in a supply and demand equation, I always want you guys to know that because you can never speak of price without mentioning supply and demand. I think today we have very good examples. Guys, I'm sharing information that's in the main course, and thank God one of my partners is not here because he would be pissed off at me. Wait, I just made a mistake here. Supply and demand equation. So at this area, B, supply is equals to demand. At this one right here, actually demand is greater than supply. Hence, the market is going up. I'm going to make an example, just in just a second. And we have that area there. This is a great lesson. I haven't had supply and demand very close to each other like this to teach this lesson in a while. Always understand the narrative. What is happening? The recently, I was in this area and there was the whole Home Affairs crew with with some cops, and I saw everyone running. And I couldn't run because I didn't understand what was going on, and everyone thought I was the crazy one. I had to understand what's going on first before I can run. I can't just see people running and I'm running as well. What if they're running away from an opportunity? So, and the importance of understanding the narrative, what is happening behind the scenes. So remember, our opportunities in the market or in any market exist where the market is out of balance. Always remember that. So this is where supply is greater than demand. There's an opportunity to sell. Where demand is greater than supply, there's an opportunity to buy. There is no opportunity here to make money, or the profit margin is very low compared to the extreme zones. Let me make an example. Let us say there's a municipality tender and there's 50 of us applying for that tender. What do you think is going to happen to the quotations for those tenders? Everyone is going to try to drop price, someone increase price, and really there is no really enough opportunity to make money because there's so many of us. And here's a balanced region. Sorry. Just realized this is supposed to be equal. In a balanced region like this one, there is majority of buying and selling. There are no opportunities there. Like if you would go to a marketplace and find everyone selling tomatoes and you bring tomatoes as well, do you think you're going to make any money? No. But at the extremes. But if you go into a market where they're selling onions only, you're bound to make some money. Less trading activity and the involvement of big players, right? Going to a market where you will find that there's shops like Spar, ShopRite, willing to stock from you. And that's when you see big movements like this. This is where we are selling to individuals. Someone comes in, buys 3 tomatoes, 5 tomatoes, 10, 8, 4, 2 tomatoes. It's majority of trading. So one of the things that my mentor once said to me is never confuse being busy and business. Never confuse being busy and making money, if I can put it that way. It is busy here, but there's no money to be made. So this is where the money can be made. So that is reason number one. I would say in the short term, let us look for a buying opportunity. I hope Mlamuli is making some minor corrections there. Right. As always, I normally want to see a 1:5 risk to reward ratio before I can take a trade. This one I will take. It's actually up. I already have pending orders just to make sure that I do not get disturbed while I'm doing this session. Right. So in the short term, there's a buying opportunity here. It is in line with the trend. One. Secondly, it is in line with what we expect from, it is in line with the current trend. The selling opportunity that we are anticipating at a later stage will be in line with the dollar index based on correlation. Remember the lesson we just had? So for this one, you can target these lows. Pretty healthy risk-reward ratio, 1:7. Someone once asked me, how do you get to buy and sell gold in the same day? It's understanding the narrative. It's understanding other technical tools that we use to time the markets, okay? In the short term, based on the trend, you must look for buying opportunities. But long term, when the dollar index reverses to the upside and push further to the upside, then you need to look for selling opportunities. I hope I'm making sense, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a thumbs up if you understand this before I can move to USDJPY.
Just a quick one, because I just want to check if I've done something. Because what I've done for me, after that, I looked at the gap between the entry and the pending order for the sell from where we are on 2515.
Yeah.
Now, and went for a buy.
Okay.
and then for a buy temporarily while building up to that. But then did my profit take on 25 I'll tell you. I'll tell you, I'll tell you. On 25 I'll tell you now.
No worries, take your time.
Okay, we entry it is on 2524. Now 2523, that's where I did take profit.
Okay, 2523. Okay, which is
So
somewhere
that
here.
by the time it gets to 2524, I don't act against myself. And
Okay.
then 2524, that's where I envisage the sell.
All right, 2524. This is where you're expecting to sell, which is good. I would say that the buying position, it's if it's in profit, I'd say close it.
Okay.
Because you didn't enter at I'm pretty sure even right now, deep down you're panicking. It's this area
Yes,
that you bought.
very
Yeah.
much, very much.
Yes, at this area that you bought at, it's not healthy. It's not safe for you. So please close it if it's in profit, so that we wait for the right one. There is another thing. You do not need to trade with a heavy heart. It's you're bound to make a lot of mistakes. So what if you are unsure? Here's some of the lessons that life gives us, but I think we're just too busy to pay attention to. Whenever in doubt, do not do it. Anything. This doesn't have, it's not just about trading. With anything, whenever you're in doubt, just don't do it. Okay. I hope that is making sense, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that contribution, Mlamuli, and being vulnerable in the sense of exposing yourself, trades that you're in. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are benefiting from this. Okay, let us move on to USD We have less than 7 minutes. USD So I normally don't go through everything, but with the information I share with you guys, then you can go through any pair and be able to deduce what's really going on there. Oh, it's not this one. It's supposed to be USD not GBP. Let me remove drawings here. Okay, good. See if we can do this under 5 minutes. We're bearish here. Very bearish on a monthly. Let's see what's happening on a weekly. We're bullish. Well, these are the type of trades I normally don't take because there's some contradiction now. The monthly is bearish, the weekly is bullish, but I noticed that demand drop, base, rally, and we reacted nicely to it. Remember, for those that are in the Real Forex Trader Bootcamp, you see that rejection, that is a signal that we are supposed to be turning a bit higher, but I still believe we need to edge lower a bit. Well, that is experience talking. I can't really explain that one to you. So with the US dollar expected to go higher, where can we find possible buying opportunities here? So I'm now in a very low time frame. Not my favorite thing to do. See you.